Hello, welcome back. Today we're talking about the QoR Mini palette. There are a few different variations of the QoR Mini, and this one is the intensity set. We're going to see just how intense they are. It claims that this palette is non-staining. I'm going to put that to the test too. And we're going to see how we can mix with these. And could this be like a standalone palette? Something that I would throw in my bag for plein air? I'm not sure, but we're going to try it out. I had a few of these colors already. So I've kind of started our little mixing chart. There's one that I didn't have. I'm excited to have that. And yeah, we're going to have a look at these and see, could you mix these? Could they stand alone? Or are you going to need other colors? And this just won't be enough. I don't know. But there's a little bonus in here. And I'm going to share that with you too. Let's get, as I throw things around, let's get right to it. But before we do, I just wanted to take a second and recognize you. All of you who have been hitting that subscribe button and watching those videos. The channel hit some milestones this week already, and that's all because of you guys. So thank you. I put out a mixed video. I've been doing a mixed video every Monday. It's a series where I mix watercolor paint to create other colors. And I had a request to find out this that I did this week was for the Sleeping Beauty Turquoise Genuine by Daniel Smith. And I mixed that here. And if you haven't seen that video yet, go ahead and you can watch it. It's here on the channel. But you guys have been, the response has been like so amazing on that. You guys are starting to really see those mixed videos and are enjoying them and letting me know. And thank you for that. Letting me know by hitting that subscribe button, letting me know by leaving me comments, letting YouTube know that you're liking that content. And I'm glad that you are, because, you know, I want to make content that you want to watch. But I just want to take a moment and say thank you to all of you who have taken the time to hit that subscribe button and hit that like button and leave me a comment. It has definitely been helping, and I appreciate you. So there we go. Business is taken care of. Everybody is popping into the chat. Hello. Autumn Rain. I see Nessa Wolf, Jacqueline Turbot. Hello. My neighbor to the north. George Pencil Art is here. Art of Joseph Fincham. Art of Joseph Fincham is one of our moderators. He and Tara, who may be late today. They have channels here on YouTube. I hope that you will check them out. And of course, I'm getting the glasses on because I woke up this morning and the eyes were not working. I knew it was going to be one of those days. So they're probably going to be on and off so many times during the stream today. Let's get you to the desk and start talking about these, because I'm finding some information here, or some things about this palette really interesting. So we're going to open this up. You'll see here, these, I had 5. There's 6 colors in here. I had 5 of them. I'm a sucker for a palette, if you guys don't know that by now. And I loved the size. Also, some of these were from like my initial set of 12, and I just had the little tiny 5 ml tubes. So like the Hansa Yellow Light, that's part of that, the QoR introductory set of 12. And the Quinacridone Magenta, that is part of the introductory set of 12. And I recently was sent these 3 here. So I didn't originally have them. And I don't have tubes to refill those. So getting the set like this that had, you know, another set of pans, you can see like these are pretty low. Yeah, I have this a little bit from the 5 ml tube, but I was going to be reordering it anyway, and this one as well. So I thought, why not go ahead and get the little mini set and see how it is. It would also let me compare their pre-poured half pans to their tube paint that I have dried down in pans. So look at this little palette. It is so cute. It is like, what size is that? helps if I go this way. Just over 3 inches, about 3¼ inches by about 4½ inches. So not too big, not too big at all. This would definitely fit in my little go bag for plein air painting. You can mix on here, but this has a different feature, and they say it's not staining. So I'm gonna have to try to test that out. It might need to actually be scrubbed with some soap after the fact. Just like a little piece of glassine here to put over the colors. And you can see some of mine are up and out of their pans. In here there is a silicone. This is silicone. The bonus is they send you 6 other half pans. So one of my questions was, is this going to be enough on its own, or will I need to add other colors to it to make this a palette that I could just grab and take out with me and just use what's here without wanting more colors? I say take out, like take out for plein air. Let me see. So those are like, they're raised. These are probably, they're not poured and dried into the pans. So I have a feeling that these paints, the way that this looks, it's like, what is that, convex? Yeah, concave sinks in. So they're like convex on each side, right? If you guys can see that a little better, right? They have that little bump out on each side. They look like little chiclets. These are not gum. We will not eat them. But you see the pans? So the pan that this was in, if I can get that out, there we go. That wasn't poured and dried in that. Can we get that to show up there? There. That wasn't poured and dried in that. It's like these were placed in here. So yeah, they come out. Now I'm not worried about that because I know as soon as I get these wet, they're going to lock down in there. And look at the bottoms of the pan. How cute is that? They say QoR. So my purple, now not all of them look like they're coming out. Just those couple. Like this one is pretty well stuck in there. Yeah, you can wiggle them. They will come out. That's a pretty thick one. This is that Dioxazine purple, and we're going to talk about that one in a moment. So this is in, let's finish looking at this palette. This color here on the end, that's the one I don't have. This has I want to keep these in the same order because I have them done. You'll see on my little chart there. And they also provided in this palette, they hold in there well. So these are not stuck down. There is not a metal rail. Inside this little palette is this like little piece of, this is silicone. I can take this out and I would be able to scrub this clean. So they say that this is non-staining. I don't know. We do have a phthalo in here, so will it stand up to that and still come clean? Or when I use that phthalo color, phthalo turquoise, is that going to leave that silicone stained? The metal might stain, but I think when they say it is a non-staining palette, I think they mean this part. So I'm not sure. But it also has 6 empty half pans that you can fill with whatever your favorite QoR colors are, or whatever favorite watercolors you like to use. So let's go ahead and pop those right back in there. This one feels weird. Look at the Cerulean blue chromium. Can I get the camera to focus on that? It's like there. Doesn't it look very pitted? It looks very pitted and like rough. Now, look at my pan. Let's look at them in comparison. So mine poured from the tube and dried. Now, mind you, I was just using a little bit of this, so this part is damp, but the overall pan is not wet. Look at the difference in those. In the pan from QoR and dried from the tube. We're going to see how they re-wet, how they look in comparison. These are my first dried pans from QoR. I'm going to slide this one in first and pop that one in. Whether or not that was necessary, I don't know, but they're in there now. Okay, so they're all back in there. I'm going to be swatching them on my swatch cards, and I do have the stamps that I use for this linked in the description below. And I am just starting to catalog all of my watercolors so that I can put together a book, and I will share that with you guys. That'll be in the future. Future me will share that with you. All right, so here, again, there was a piece of glassine over the colors. Came with this little swatch card. Now this swatch card, this is not how, it does feel like watercolor paper. It feels like decent watercolor paper. I'm not sure what paper that they use to create these swatch cards, but they're pre-printed. One thing I wish they'd done differently, maybe, if they were going to pre-print these, was do them like the palette. Here, it's just these 6 colors. So you have these colors, and then the empty spaces. There are 12 on this card, but that is not the way I would swatch my cards. My card would stay with my palette, and I would swatch them in the rows. So I think I'm going to save this for the future, because future me will just put them on this side, and that will be fine. It's definitely already cut to fit inside this palette, so that'll work for me. Now on the back of the palette, it does show the 6 half pans, and it labels them A, B, C, D, E, F. Kind of like the swatch card. A, B, C, D, E, F. So that was their train of thought. That's not how my brain works. So you could do them that way. It's not the way I'm going to do it. I like mine to look just like my palette, because then when I have that setting there or setting off to the side, I can quickly just put that glassine right into my water. I can quickly, you know, reference what color I'm going to be grabbing. And look at that. See how that popped back out? I'll show you what I'm going to do with these. Like these ones that want to pop out, I'll just be putting a drop of water and pressing them in. They will be fine. Don't worry about if this happens. I mean, yes, you need to know which colors are which. I think these are pretty easy to figure out if some of these came loose in shipping. But having that piece of glassine there, and then in the palette as well came this piece, they're not going too far. Inside here, my hair is like making my face itch today. All right, inside here, we have all of the colors. Well, all of the colors that used to be in the QoR line. QoR now has more colors than this. The new colors are not on this little card that was included in here. So I got mine at a discount. They've been going on sale on Amazon. I do have them linked below. Amazon only had one of these left. It was not at a lower sale price. In fact, Blick has it for less. That's also linked in the description. So you can check it out either place. It's most convenient for you to order from. However, I'm wondering if some of these are, I keep seeing them pop up for sale on Amazon for a little bit less. And I'm wondering if that's because soon they're going to have to be like incorporating new information, because there's 20 new colors from QoR. Actually, there's 21, but well, that's a future video. We'll talk about number 21 in a future video. All right, I'm gonna get all the paperwork out of the way, and you're gonna see me use this chart. Now, I have pinned this chart. If you're here live watching the live stream, the link to this chart is pinned in the comments. If you're watching on the replay, no worries. I also pinned it into, put it in the description. So if you want to get this chart, this is put out by QoR. You can usually find these from most of your legacy brand paint manufacturers. So you just have to look for them. Usually you can find them on their website. And I'm taking my glasses off because I need to be able to read the chat, and I cannot see it. Just hello to Rob. Hello, Cadmium Red Pharaoh Kitten. On my way to the beach to see the sunrise this morning. Oh my goodness. Have a wonderful time. She was here and gone. Nessa Wolf. Yeah. Nessa says a drop of gum arabic on the loose paint will stick it down once it dries. Yeah, you can use that. QoR doesn't use gum arabic. They use Aquazol. So usually just a drop of water they'll stick. But yes, you can do that. You absolutely can do that. Okay. W.A. Castle, who's saying hi, still on jury duty. Wow. Well, we're glad you're here for as long as you can be here. Okay. So this chart, what do I do with it? Well, I've started marking off the colors that I have in my collection. This is not complete. So there's a lot more stars that will be marked off than what's here now. But the way that I use this is, let's look at Hansa Yellow Light. So Hansa, it's all alphabetized. They're easy to find. So Hansa Yellow Light is right at the bottom of the first page. PY3. Right, so it's PY3. And that is Aerolide Yellow. The Light Fast is a 2. The opacity, it is semi-transparent. It's got the square with the line through it. And it is semi-staining. So you have your chart, your key up here that tells you what each of those things mean. ASTM Light Fast. So if you see, like here, you see the 2 like that. That's telling you that this one uses the ASTM Light Fast scale. It is 2 is very good. And if you see excellent, very good, or fair, that is Golden's testing. And that's how they rate it. So you'll see some that are like excellent. And that's just from their own testing. If we go by the ASTM Light Fast scale, that is going to be what ASTM rates that pigment for. Okay, so, and then of course G means it's granulating or not. So when I do my little cards, I like to include some of that information. And so I'll look at these, and for Hansa Yellow Light, which is PY3, of course, it's a Light Fast of 2. So I will mark it with the 2 because it's not a scale. That's the one thing I don't like about this, is they put Light Fast in 5 stars. Not everybody does them like that. So if it was something that did like a star rating where 3 was their highest, usually I would underline the last 3 to tell myself that it is the highest Light Fast rating. If it was like 2 stars, I would underline these 2, which again is telling me the 2 stars, but they're only on 8 of 3 scale. If it was 1 to 5, I would do that accordingly. But this is a Light Fast of 2, so I mark the 2. Everyone does their Light Fast ratings differently depending on the manufacturer. So I kind of adjust by what the manufacturer does. So the brand is QoR. This is PY3, Hansa Yellow Light. Now down here, it is not granulating. My sheet went off. So it is not granulating. I'm going to leave that one alone. Now here also, they're different because with granulating, they have a triangle. I would fill that triangle in if it was and leave it open if it's not. But I've seen some companies do their transparency in a circle. So, you're just taking the equivalent information and transferring it to the card. So the Hansa Yellow Aerolide, the Aerolide Yellow, that's the pigment's name of PY3. It is Light Fast of 2. And the opacity is semi-transparent. So with mine, I've got the small end. I'm using a Tombow Mono Twin right now. I will see, outline it. And it is semi-staining. And so I'll fill that in. There we go. I'm going to do this for the 6 of them as we go along. I wanted to get these written down before the stream, and I did not have time to write them all down, but I thought, you know, it'd be a good chance for me to show you how I'm cataloging my colors. As far as my color chart here, these here were done with my pans that I poured from tubes. James says Daniel Smith does transparency in a circle, so confusing. Yes, some use circles, some use squares. It's like none of them can have a standard that they all use, right? They have to confuse us. So just know, that's why I keep their charts. So here, like I have the old QoR, this was, whoa, the old chart, as I'm trying to drop, this was what used to be in my palette. My palette has very much changed. I have to redo that. These were the 12 new QoR colors that I got. I shared those with you guys. But this again were all the old colors. And on here, they give you that information too. But this doesn't tell me the pigment number, which I don't like. I wish their color chart here included the pigment number as well, because that would be so helpful. You tell me whether it's stanulating. So that is granulating, staining, or transparent. It's all together. It's stanulating. We just make up words here. You never know. You never know what's gonna come out. Oh my goodness. Anyhow, I wish that they would put the pigment information on that also. But that's why I downloaded this guy. And I keep those printed out for all of them. This is like this is my Sennelier. Again, I just mark out the colors I have in my collection. So I tend to do that. I don't know why Sennelier is stuck in the QoR one, but it is. But for, oh my goodness, where are they? They're all right here. But just, you know, like, see, Da Vinci. Those are the Albert Dürer watercolor pencils. I just put together this chart and shared that with those of you on my Discord server. If you're a channel member or a patron, you have access to that. The Gonzai Tombi paints, I have all their pigment information. And this is the Lucas Aquarelle, 1862. This is my Daniel Smith color chart. So again, it has all this information. I've shared most of these on Discord with patrons. For those who want or need the information, I have M. Graham, their chart right there. And it shows the properties and everything right underneath the color names for them. It's not like a printout like this. My Mary Blue, again, marking off the colors. So just about every manufacturer has something like that. Usually you can find it on their site. These are ones for brands that I have. Might have been an Easter egg in there if you guys were paying attention. I believe there's one or two that I haven't shared with you guys yet on the channel. So things to come. Congratulations, Rob, and thank you so much. Rob is celebrating 8 months of membership here with the channel, and can we just celebrate with him? Thank you so much, Rob. I appreciate you, as do quite a few others who you have gifted memberships to, so thank you so much for that. Okay, let's get back to these colors. I'm absolutely in love with QoR watercolor. I have my Meeden brush wash bowl sitting here just off camera with clean water for now. Words are going to be very hard today. That is sitting right here with the paint pucks in it. I do think the paint pucks are a necessity to add to this bowl. We can agree or disagree, and that's fine. But I absolutely think they're a necessity. I can paint for so long without having to change that water if I have them in the bowl. I will be grabbing a plate. We're going to mix these on in a minute, but first off, immediately I can say that the pans re-wet so well. These have not been sprayed. At least the Hansa Yellow Light sure does. And I'm just going to go ahead and swatch this out. And let's go with a little bit bigger view. Can we zoom on the desk? How about that? That is a beautiful color. And again, it says it is semi-transparent. I can see a little bit of that yellow sitting on top of our black line there. Do you guys catalog your colors? If so, how do you catalog them? James says he got his paint pucks in and is loving them. Aren't they amazing? They're so wonderful. I have paint pucks and everything. You will see. I even have paint pucks in my, if you caught the reel I shared on Instagram where I was painting with my, or I showed my, my little plein air setup. My brain has left the building today. I even have a little mini, tiny little paint puck in my water cup because I love it. I love them. I use them pretty much every time I paint, whether I am painting in the studio or painting plein air. I usually have a paint puck. So our next color, I'm like, how am I going to see the colors now? They're on the bottom of the tin. Where did I put the box? I've lost my mind. Okay, and then they're right here. They are written down right here, guys. This is what I'm talking about. It has been a day. Clearly, I've already written them down on my sheet, and I just have to copy the information from here and then get this information off the printout. Nessa Wolf says, yes, I catalog mine too. Oh, you make your own paint. Nice. Excellent. Okay, so we have QoR is our brand, of course. And this one, our pigment number, is P071. And that is transparent. Pearl orange. And its light fast is good, so we are going to put GD there. Oh my goodness, I looked up and the chat was going crazy. Let me just take a moment. I need to find the sheet that I need for transparent. Pearl orange right there. Let's just take a second and acknowledge. I'm like, oh, things are going by. Things are going by like crazy. Thank you to Rob, who has gifted some memberships. And we will recognize you on screen. Welcome, everyone. If you are not connected to Discord, if you don't have Discord, your YouTube channel connected to, or your YouTube account connected to your Discord account, you definitely can do that, and you will automatically be given access to the Discord server. And you have all kinds of benefits over there. As I'm just trying to go down through and not miss anybody. Welcome, welcome. But you have access to the Discord server now. That is one of the benefits as a super fan, which is what Rob has just gifted you, a super fan membership. and eagle. Some of you may know eagle as formerly known as python. Yeah. All right, Rob's doing it again. Yes, congrats to all the new members. Okay, so yeah, as a super fan, you get access to all kinds of stuff on Discord. You get all the special emotes that you can use in the chat here live. You get the special little badge next to your name. And over on Discord, you now have access to all kinds of behind the scenes stuff. We play games over there. We do all kinds of stuff. So, is it Esme? I apologize if I am saying that wrong. Esme Kemp, what is Discord? So Discord is an app that you can access it at discord.com. You can access it on a web page, or you can download the app to your phone, your iPad, your computer, whatever device you choose to use. And you would connect that. Once you set up a Discord account, you go into your personal settings, and then you go to connections. I'm trying to remember this in the right order. And then you can connect to other apps that you use, like YouTube. And you would just sign in with the same YouTube account that you were gifted memberships on, that you use here on YouTube when you're watching various channels. And once you have connected that YouTube account to the Discord, then you'll have access to the server. So they call them servers. Basically, it's like my channel on Discord, but it is a server. And within that server, I have different channels that are all organized by topic. Probably overly organized, but they are there. Yeah, and it's just a private chat. Thank you, Rob. Thank you. It is a private chat server. This is a very, very good way to really simplify it for everybody. Yes, that's what it is. And it's just a place where we chat and hang out. Sometimes I go live with video over there. We have our weekly live chats over there. So, yeah. And we are on it. Yes, we are. Absolutely. We're there daily. I am there every day. You have the best connection to me if you are a super fan and up and you're on Discord. Thanks, James. We try to have a lot of fun. So, yes, excellent. Oh, I hope you do. Okay, and just by being a super fan, which is, under $3 a month, it is almost for the low price of $2.99. My hair is still getting in my face. Sorry. You can become a super fan. It supports the channel, and you get a bunch of perks over there for that little amount each month. Okay. Transparent Pyro Orange. That one is PO71. Light fast rating. Now, wait a minute. Okay, very good. I was like, wait a minute. Did I read that wrong? So it is this one. It is transparent. It is staining. So this is going to be one that's going to be a test for our palette, right? Because they say that palette is not staining. So if we can mix a staining color on it and it doesn't, and it completely comes back to its original color, then I would agree that it is not staining. I've taken my allergy meds today and my face is still, I know some of it is like my bangs touching my face. It's driving me crazy. Oh, welcome. I love the name. I love the name because, let me just put that up there. Maya, aka Allison Art Supply Hoarderland. I absolutely love your screen name. We do adventures in watercolor land because I am like Angela in watercolor land. Yeah, not Alice. So anyways, I love the name. And welcome. I'm glad that you are here and talking and saying hi. Okay. Transparent Power Orange. We're going to test that. I'm going to put some of this on this palette too because, inquiring minds want to know. Are you really? And how easily is this one re-wetting? Again, seems to be re-wetting just as easily as the Hansa Yellow Light did. So far, if I could have a little bit more water on my brush, that would be great. Look at this color. Isn't that a gorgeous orange? That's really nice. And, you know, because we must find out. There's some beading, but, you know, I've come to expect that if it's going to be a palette that I travel with, most of them are going to bead up on me. And it's just, it's a frustration that I bear. I'm not, well, I could. I mean, I suppose I could. I could take a ceramic palette, a small one, with me when I go plein air, but I'd just be afraid I would break it. Look at that. That color is beautiful. That is, Rob says, is definitely intense. Yeah, so this is the intensity set, right? So I'm definitely expecting that we are going to see colors that will be like, wow. Look at that. Ooh, look at it just kind of moving down there. Isn't that gorgeous? What I want to know is, how are these colors going to mix? Because when we look at these 6 colors, are they going to be enough that I could take this with me and mix whatever I want to mix out there? I don't know. We're going to look. What kind of greens can we get? What kind of things can we make with them? We'll figure it out. Stick with me. Hang in there. The next one is, I keep trying to grab my thing and it's right here in front of me. Now, Quin Magenta. QoR is our brand. This is PR 122. And if you guys didn't see it, I had a question on Monday's mix video where, again, I mixed the beautiful Sleeping Beauty Turquoise, took Sleeping Beauty Turquoise Genuine, and I mixed this hue. This is a hue. It's made up of 3 pigments. If you want to know what pigments they are, check out the video. But I was asked on that, how would this look? So the person asking liked the way that Sleeping Beauty Turquoise Genuine mixes with PR 122. I took the PR 122 from that I had in my Mission Gold palette, and I mixed those. I mixed it with my mix here and the original, and I shared that. I shared the photos of that and how they came out in a community post. I also posted it on my Facebook and MeWe page if you guys follow me on either one of those. But I posted it right here in the my community tab, and so you can see them. I was very impressed. I love the color that mixes. It is gorgeous. Anyways, getting off track. Sorry. So this is Quin. I'm just writing Quin. I know it's quinacridone magenta. And this one is, oh, the Q's are going to be the page before. No, it's right on this page. I'm like, I can't even today. It is so difficult. You guys have those days where it's just very difficult. So quinacridone magenta, PR 122. We have excellent light fastness, right? Excellent. And it is transparent. So I'm just going to outline that. And again, this one is staining. So what is this palette going to look like after these staining colors have been on it? They claimed it was not a staining palette, that the palette wouldn't stain, but we'll see. And again, I'm pretty sure that what they meant by that was that the silicone part of the palette, I think I have had other metal palettes. As soon as I put anything that is like the quinacridones or the phthalos, it's marked. So we will, no, that is not the brush I want. Although I could, it's my size 8 round. Today I'm swatching with my little size 4 round Princeton Velvet Touch, which has been thoroughly phthalo stained. I am really liking these from dry. I mean, those are re-wetting very easily. Let's put a little bit of that staining one right there. I'm not a fan of the beading. Absolutely not a fan of the beading, but it is what it is. Is what it is. Oh my goodness. Yep, he did it again. I will catch all of you in just a moment. Thank you so much, Rob. I hope that everybody, if you use Discord and you've been gifted a membership, please connect. I mean, we have had some new people show up on the server, and you know, if you're just there, like some are quiet, some show up, they come in. I always say hello and welcome, and they don't chat a lot. And if that's you, that's fine. If you just want to kind of look around and get a feel for things, you are welcome to do so. But don't be afraid to say hello, because we love chatting with new people. And when I say we, I mean everybody that's already on the server. I went a little outside the lines, but it's an outside the lines kind of day, so it's fine. All right. Such a beautiful color. And you see here, no you don't, because my face is covering it. That is it very light. So I'll tell you about how I've done this one today in a moment, but it's very light. Look at that beautiful light pink that you can get from PR 122. And we are going to look at them side by side, like the tube paint versus the dried pans that you get. Okay. Oh, I'm so glad that you made it to the live. Thank you. And new and a complete beginner. Well, welcome. I hope that you feel that you are in the right place. Okay. Let me just take a moment. Just a moment. I got to get back to where it is. Oh my goodness. What did you do? I store my son's Pokemon card folder to store my cards. Yeah, so that's like these here. I have my book that I'm just starting. It happens to be right here. Literally just starting. Like I haven't even started sorting them yet. So I grabbed butterflies because why not? There's some of my cards. I have them in a folder. But these, yeah, I just get these like little trading card sleeves. And that's where my cards are going to go, into those and into a binder. And I have a feeling that this binder is not big enough. I actually have a much larger binder. I'm already going larger. So yes. Just catching up on the chat really quick. And so thank you so much, Rob. And let us go ahead and welcome all of our new members. Yes, he did it again. Thank you so much. Making sure that I catch everybody. Welcome, welcome. We are so happy that you were here. Now, if you're already connected to, if you already have your YouTube account connected to your Discord, you will automatically have access to the server. So please do. You can accept that. Come on over, say hello, join us. We'd love to talk to you. Okay. I think, and yes, Autumn Rain, I agree. Okay. T-Lynn says, yes, welcome to the world of art supply addiction. We can enable you here. All right. Okay, I am caught up. Let us look at the next one. So far, like, these are pretty intense. I think that, yes, it's living up to its name. If we look at those colors. And our next one is Dioxazine Purple. So we have QoR. And I told you in the beginning, I'd come back to this one. And let me just Dioxazine Purple. It is, I'm not forgetting, I'm going to tell you, it has to do with the light fast information. So Dioxazine Purple, PV23, pigment name, carbazole dioxazine. Excellent light fast. This is one you see here. Excellent. Remember I told you that QoR's light fast information would be excellent, very good, or fair. The ASTM light fast rating would be like 1, 2, 3, or not applicable. This is a pigment that you need to be aware of, especially for watercolor. Dioxazine Purple PV23 is one that can be less than excellent when it comes to its light fastness. Daniel Smith, their Dioxazine Purple, is one that is absolutely light fast. Independent tests have shown this to be true. QoR is saying that their Dioxazine Purple is also light fast. Check your brand. If you're using this color in a different brand and you're worried about light fastness, make sure you check it, because it is not light fast in every brand. In some brands, however they process it or manufacture that paint, it's not as light fast. So just something to be aware of, something to check on in whatever your favorite paint brand is. It's nice to know that it may not be before you go using it on something that you absolutely love, to find out, oops, it's not. Right? We don't want our artwork to fade away. Now, if you're using it in a sketchbook, it doesn't matter. Use whatever you like. In fact, I have a set of paints coming. If you're a channel member and you're on the Discord, you already know about this. I already shared it earlier today. I couldn't help myself. I bought it. They're the Hemi watercolors. Yeah, it's coming. I have zero expectations for the paint. Like, it might be wonderful. I have no idea. I haven't tried it. I have zero expectations above it being, with it being anything beyond, student grade paint. And I'm okay with that. I bought it for the palette. I totally did. I bought it because I love the palette. I was like, ooh, look at that. That looks wonderful. Look at this color. It is, I love Dioxazine Purple, because it is like, in its mass tone, almost black. It's gorgeous. And we will see what kind of color shift we get with this as it dries. But also, when you dilute it, look at that. It looks black. It looks like completely black. Hey, Dolphin Soul, welcome, welcome. James says, Angela introduced me to Gossamer, and I haven't been the same since. Gossamer, or as I like to call him, Got Some More. For those of you who don't know, I will share, like, sometimes when I share things with everybody on Discord, it'll be like, I will tell you ahead of time, like, lock up your want monster, because I'm about to tell you something. And I always use the little meme that is like the little mad scientist guy. Gossamer is the monster, the big red monster from Looney Tunes. And so the little guy walks over and unlocks his door. I always use that meme. And anyhow, instead of calling, his name is Gossamer, which I could never remember. And then all of a sudden one day I was sharing and I was like, oh, got some more art supplies. And now I can't forget his name, but yeah, I call him Got Some More. because when he's loose, you'll have got some more supplies for sure. So anyway, just one of the fun we have over there. There we go. I still kept it very dark. I was going to make that much lighter, but it didn't work out that way, did it? Let me lift some of that back. Even that, look how vibrant. That is just such a bold. My rinse water is completely purple now. Next up in this set is the Cerulean Blue Chromium. This one is PB36:1, which I shared. If you guys have seen that, that was one of the pigments I was considering using in my mix for the hue that I created for Sleeping Beauty Turquoise Genuine. I did not end up using that. I used something else. It did not work to get it matched perfectly. But yeah, if that interests you, definitely check that video out. But this is PB, and instead of this being just PB36, which Cerulean Blue Chromium can be, they say it is PB36:1. Do you feel like you're playing bingo again, Dolphin Soul? I was doing one of the Adventures in Watercolor Land videos that she was watching, and I was naming the pigments the pigments and colors that I was using, as I usually do. And she said she felt like she was playing bingo, or she should be playing bingo. And we are actually going to do that. If you are a channel member or a patron, I am still working out the details. I want it to be in June, but we are going to be playing watercolor bingo for real prizes. So if you're not yet a channel member, maybe something you might want to consider. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm probably going to do it over Zoom. And yeah, I'm just working out the details. As soon as I have those squared away, I'm going to be sharing all that information with you all on Discord. I will share it on Patreon, and there will be a community post directly for channel members. So wherever you are, wherever you keep in with the content, you will find out the information. Let's see. Cerulean Blue Chromium is, and see in their chart, it just says PB36. It doesn't have the :1, but it does have the :1 on the information on the box. So that's what I wrote down. Life S1, and this one is opaque. Right, so this one we are going to fill in our little box here. It is opaque. It is granulating. So we have one granulator in this set, but it is not staining. So they don't have anything. I could just leave this, but I'll just outline it. It is not staining. Okay. Oh, I forgot my little line because it did say it was opaque. So let's see. That is the line I make to check opacity. Autumn says, can we do it on a weekend or a Wednesday? Oh, you know what? Possibly. Make sure, guys, if you have, anybody who is the community tier and above, we have live chat tomorrow. I was planning on talking about this in live chat tomorrow. So if any of you are in the community tier or higher, and you're going to be on for live chat, that is at 10:30 in the morning tomorrow, Eastern time. Yeah, definitely going to be discussing what my plans are for the watercolor bingo. But if you are a member, get on that Discord, because we will be having discussions about that too. And if you have important things like that or requests, you can definitely share those there. But I will keep that in mind, Autumn Rain. I will definitely keep that in mind. And if you've been gifted a membership and you want to keep that going, if you have fun during the month that you are gifted, all you have to do is click on, there's a link in the description, or go to the membership tab for the channel. Look at that. That black line definitely is disappearing pretty well underneath that. So certainly we'll see how it dries, how much of that comes back. But you can go to membership and you can choose to keep your membership going. If you've been gifted a membership, but you know, it's just not your cup of tea, that's okay. No hard feelings. You don't have to worry about doing anything. You will have the membership for the remainder of the month. And then it just disappears. You don't disappear. It does. You can still interact with us here during the streams. And we stream every Thursday. By we, I mean me. I have a mouse in my pocket, but we collectively all hang out on Thursday. Okay, so yeah, Autumn Rain, can you send me an invitation for Discord? I won't have to. If you are on Discord and you connect your YouTube account, you will automatically be granted access. I have a little robot. I have a little bot that takes care of making sure that you have access. And YouTube, it does it very well. It will put you in the server. It will take you out of the server. So if you're a member, it'll give you access. And if you cancel membership, it takes people out. It does it very well. So if you have that connected, and if you're wondering, well, how the heck do I connect them? On my community tab, James is correct. On my community tab, it's not a video. I have a community post that tells you exactly how to get connected. You'll see the YouTube logo and the Discord logo and a little man helping you get connected. That's the little picture that's there. So for sure, check that out and let me know. If you do have any problems though, do reach out to me. So this one is Phthalo turquoise. The pigments, there's two of them. We have PB 15:3 and we have PG7. Phthalo green blue shade, that's PG7. This is a light fast of 2. I've seen quite a few lately phthalos that are only light fast 2. Before, it seems like every time I would see phthalo blue, phthalo green, whatever, they'd be light fast 1. I'm like, I don't know why the light fast 2 ratings. Have I just not noticed? I don't know. Yes, James says yes, community post, that's what I meant. How do we connect the YouTube channel? That's what's in that community post, Maya, but I will walk you through that one more time. See if I can't walk you through that. So if you're on Discord, or if you have a Discord account, that's the first step. You have to have a Discord account. You can go to discord.com and you can get that. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. All of these have re-wet wonderfully. Okay, so then once you have your Discord account, you're going to go to where you'll see your information. For me, there's a little cog wheel to the right of my name, and I want to click on that. It's basically your settings. You want to go into your settings for your account. And once you go under settings, I think I shared this. Did I share it during last week's stream? Did I have that up on screen? For some reason, I'm thinking that's when I did that. But anyhow, once you're in your settings, you are going to go down the list to, you're looking for something that's like connected or something. I think it says connected or connections or something like that. And then once you click on that, it will let you connect accounts. You're going to see a list, like there's like Facebook, YouTube, I think there's Twitch, but you're going to click on YouTube, and then it'll ask you to sign in to your YouTube. It's going to be this account right here that you're logged in on right now. You will sign into your YouTube account, and then that will connect your YouTube account to your Discord account. And then if there are any channels on YouTube that you are a member of where they provide Discord as a perk, you will automatically get access to those channels servers. So you should automatically get access to my server that way, because I do have mine set up like that. I have all the bots in place to be able to add you automatically. And I have not had any issues with anybody being able to connect and drop in over there once they have their YouTube account connected to their Discord account. So yeah, I don't even have to send you an invite. It's going to happen automatically. You will automatically have access. All right, so the Phthalo, and I already know that this one is staining. I didn't mark these down here, and I need to do that. They are... So I hope I answered your question, or at least have directed you to the right location to be able to take care of that. But absolutely, if any of you have any difficulties, just message me. And if you're wondering, well, how the heck can I message you? You can reach me through my Facebook page. You can reach me through my Instagram page, which on Instagram, I am at Clark_fine_art. It's the only place where I'm not at Clark Fine Art. Everywhere else, I am at Clark Fine Art. That one was just taken. Autumn Rain says, I tried it that way and it didn't work. Yeah, Autumn, reach out to me because I'm more than happy to help you walk through that. Yeah, Dolphin Soul says that turquoise looks so dark. We're gonna see this again in a second. It's only dark because I did it really mass tone. It's not. It can be, but it doesn't have to be that dark. I am looking for my Phthalo right there. So this is Phthalo turquoise. It is light fast of 2, which I wrote that down. Right? It is transparent. It is staining. That's what I expected. I just wanted to make sure. It is not granulating, right? So it's transparent. It is staining. We're going to fill that one all in. Okay. So there are my cards for... Look at those colors. Are these intense? I would say yes. I think there's, you know, there's the blue that could be a little more intense than that one. But for the most part, yeah, I would say these colors are definitely intense. Let's look at, I'm going to put these aside. We need to put our color on here. Let's see how they mix though. Is this going to be something that would work on its own, right? If I just had these 6 colors, could I pull it off? Ooh, look at that. It's so dark. But you ready? Let's see. Let's get some water in there. Look at that. Oh, we're happy to have you here, Autumn. I would just love for you to be able to take advantage of all the things that gives you. I think in last week's stream, I walked through exactly how to do it. Like, I actually pulled up my Discord and showed it. Pretty sure that was in last week's. Can anybody else remember, was it last week or the week before? Because I know I was screen sharing. I was showing things, and while I had that up, I shared it. Look at that. My stomach is growling, which hopefully does not translate. Hopefully does not translate to the microphone on video. Ooh, look at, did you see that take off? I love QoR colors. They do take off like beautifully. All right, let me grab a plate. We're gonna mix some of these up. And let me show you really quick while we're right here. I am going to do, I think they're going to be pretty much the same. Isn't that beautiful? It is beautiful. Yeah, so that purple, you saw the purple here. I'm seeing George's comment, right? Our mass tone, so dark, right? Our mass tone, almost black. But if you look here, move that over. Look how beautiful it is when it's nice and light. That's what I love for. I love watercolor. I love that we can do that. I'm like, I'm going to keep trying to cover that up. I'm going to make me a little smaller. There we go. I can get out of the way. Gossamer on full display there. Yeah. And then I just move it over like into where I was just at. I'm going to set those, just set those aside. I'm grabbing a plate. We're just going to mix on a ceramic plate today. I happen to have one here that's clean. Most of my other palettes, like if you can see right here behind me, they just have stuff all over them. One has stuff all over it from when I was mixing up the Monday mix. So there are a lot of mixes on there that look very similar to the Sleeping Beauty Turquoise Genuine. And I just like, I'm going to leave it. Next time I do a painting with some water, I'll use all of that up and not waste the paint. Okay, I wanted to show you. So on the left, let's do, let me make some room. There we go. On the left, I'm going to put down, I don't expect these to look any different, right? So there it is from their dried pans. And here it is from paint that I've dried in the tube. Same pigment. Just want to see them side by side. Such a nice yellow. The only thing is PY3 is not, it has very good light fast. It is a light fast 2. It's not excellent. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That is such a beautiful orange. PO71. I really like that orange. That was a matter of I didn't grab as much paint. There was nothing different really in that. Pretty much look exactly the same. That's that PR122. My rinse water is going to be black by the time we're done. But I showed you in the beginning, I had clean water in both. I will show you at the end how they look. It is just a testimony to the Meeden, the rinse. I mean, you can do this in any, it doesn't have to be the Meeden brush wash. Don't get me wrong. It's a testimony to the paint pucks. It is a testimony to the paint pucks. Maya and aka Allison Art Supply, Hoarderland says, "Oh my god, I think I figured it out. I feel so tech savvy right now." That is excellent. I hope that you did. It's really, once you just have to go into the settings. If you have a Discord account, you just go into your user settings, go to connections, and make sure you connect your account. Look at that. Can I just It's so dark. Just because, you know, you gotta see. I'm gonna do this one wet, wet and wet. Just because I want you to see. Dioxazine, purple, from QoR. It's the Aquazol. I love how it takes off. Look at that. It's so beautiful. And of course, these aren't going to look the same because of what I just did. So we're going to give that a pass. We're not going to hold that against it and think that one looks different than the other. It's how I just applied that to the paper. See, they do very much look the same. We'll see a color shift there. You're definitely going to see a color shift on this one for sure. Oh, see, and I have Discord turned off on the computer right now because you guys would be hearing it go blip, 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 and things would be popping in. So I have that off. And my phone is in do not disturb mode, so that is off. We're starting here first. And this is the last one that I had in tube as well, you know, dried from tube, as well as the pre-done half pans from QoR. Both re-wet so easily, so you really can't go wrong. You really can't. Whether you choose to get the tube paint, dry your own pans, or grab a set like this to try, your colors are the same. You can see there. So definitely would recommend. Now the one thing to note, if you are someone who only likes to use colors that are light fast 1 or excellent, top of the scale, 100 years or longer, maybe this isn't the set for you, because half of these are light fast 2. The Hansa Yellow Light, the PY3, the beautiful PO71, that one sadly is, and the Phthalo Turquoise, gorgeous turquoise. But again, if you're using these in a sketchbook, why not? If you don't mind that light fast 2 or light fast good, very good, these come with like maybe they'll last up to 50 years, you know, as far as like the fading and such. Only you can choose what's right for you in what you're doing. If you're painting to sell your work, I personally choose to stick with light fast 1. That's it. If I'm doing a painting for that, I want it to be light fast 1. I really try to steer clear of anything below that, but I mean, 50 years is still a very long time, right? So there's that. James says QoR doesn't run, it charges. Yeah, it does. Okay. Oh, Alice and Art Supply, Horderland. Yes, it was not. I was like, oh, you did get in there. I was thinking of Autumn, which Autumn, I hope that you are able to make that connection. Let's look at mixing. Let's see how these mix. As I've shared before, when I do these, whatever color is in the row, that is the most, and I add to it whatever color is in the column. Okay, so we're going to take our transparent Pyro Orange, and we're going to add a little bit of our yellow to that. So I need to move these now, or I'm going to just instinctively grab for the half pans. I just wanted to be able to compare those. Working from our palette, which is hard because I should have put them in the opposite way. You'd be able to see better. We'll just put them here for now. How's that? Okay. So I'm going to start with our transparent Pyro Orange. Right? So we have mostly this color. To that, try to get most of that out of my brush. we are going to add a little bit of our Hansa Yellow Light. Just enough so that we can change up. I just went in my clean water for that. That's not what I wanted to do. Probably don't have enough yellow in there. I mean, it changed it slightly. It's fine. It's fine. It is a bit different there. Okay, and then if we look here with our Hansa Yellow Light, that is the prominent color, and we want a little bit of the transparent Pyro Orange. So now I'm going to come in much stronger with my yellow, and I'm going to bring in a touch of this other mixture. I'm going to wet. Some of the fun with QoR is seeing those colors move, isn't it? I mean, I think so. I love to see how the colors will move. And some, even with QoR, some move a lot more than others do. That's for sure. Right? Look at that. It is definitely spreading. It is like to here, that yellow. Beautiful. Okay. Then probably a little bit more on my that I wanted to mix. I mixed a little bit more than I wanted to. So next up we have Quin Magenta and Quin Magenta. There we go. And to that, we're going to do a little bit of the Hansa Yellow Light. I'm going to kind of work them both so that we can get through them faster. Right, so that's actually like a lot of yellow, little bit of magenta. Let's go with this up here, right there. Here we go. Look at that. See what happens? When you mix magenta and yellow, look at the beautiful red that you get. So is red actually a primary color? I think that is like being debated. Because if we cannot mix primary colors, but we can mix red, and you can absolutely mix red from magenta. Gorgeous. And then we have here our Hansa Yellow Light with a little bit. And so mostly our Hansa Yellow Light. I'm just going to bring this in here. So mostly yellow, a little bit of magenta. All right, I'm hoping I can get through this quickly because I would like to paint something else. Dioxazine purple. So strong. Oh my gosh, it's so strong. That is another thing about QoR is a little goes a very long way. I think that the QoR paints last so much longer because really a little bit goes far. Okay, so I'm gonna put my yellow here because we're gonna mix a little bit of yellow, right? The purple is our primary in this mix. When we add a little bit of yellow to it, we get this? And this is a gorgeous, look at the brown. It's really umberish, right? Like an umberish color. So if brown is what you're looking for, look at that. Just gonna charge in with a little bit more of that mix so you can see. Right, so we see a gradient of that color. That's a nice brown. And now we want mostly yellow with a little bit of purple. So here's my yellow. Again, this is such strong, I'm not even going to bring much. Just enough that I can change that. All right. And we have our cerulean blue. This one I expect, I'm just going to keep going around the outside of this plate because I'll know what they are and I can use these again. And to that, I expect that this is going to make a nice green. We're going to grab our yellow. These definitely, when they are wet like that, they re-wet really well. So we're going to do just a touch. I want this, I got a lot of yellow in my brush. I think the hardest one re-wetting, and I say hardest one, but it's still not hard, is the cerulean blue chromium. Look at this. So this is that blue with just a touch of the yellow. This is so pretty. It's looking similar to our Phthalo turquoise, only this one is a bit warmer, right? Because we've mixed yellow in there. And this is a granulating pigment, the Cerulean. So we'll see if that shows up in any of our mixes. Then over here we have our Phthalo, excuse me, we have our Hansa Yellow Light with just a touch. We want just a touch of the blue now. Just trying to run down the plate there. And give us a really nice green. Look at that green. It's like spring green. No. So what happens, Esme, is, and again, I apologize if I'm not saying that correctly. The question was, I've managed to get an account on Discord and connected my YouTube, but now what? So if you are a super fan of the channel, and you can become one by clicking join. To be eligible to receive gifted memberships, if you look in the description, I actually have it listed in the description. You'll see under join the channel or connect with the channel, and it will say to accept gifted memberships from this channel. And there's a link you can click on to allow gifted memberships, should they be gifted out. But to just connect as a super fan, you would just click join the channel, and then you would select whatever tier works best for you. Superfan is the lowest tier, and that very first tier gives you access to Discord. So once you are a super fan, whether by you becoming a member or being gifted a membership, it will automatically now, because you have those connected, it'll then automatically give you permission or give you access to that Discord server. You won't have to search or do anything. Okay, next up we have our Phthalo turquoise. Phthalo turquoise. So all of our mixes with our yellow, those are all around this outside edge of the plate. So here's our Phthalo turquoise. Such a strong color again. But it's a phthalo, right? That's what I would expect. And again, here's our yellow. So I'll put that yellow there. We want a touch in here, just enough to change that color. Look at that. This is like such a grassy green look just by putting that yellow into the phthalo turquoise. Get a lot of water. A lot of water there. I love to see QoR move through the water, and that's because of the Aquazol. They don't use Oxgal. They use Aquazol. So do they have gum arabic? Yeah, maybe they do have gum arabic. They don't use Oxgal. They use Aquazol. Now I'm not sure. I said that in the beginning, and so if you're like wanting to drop me a comment, no, they do too have it. Because when I said about putting the drop of gum arabic in the pan, my apologies. I was thinking of what they don't have is Oxgal. They have Aquazol. Oh, you're welcome. All right, so here we are, yellow with just a touch of that phthalo turquoise. Look at this. It's almost like this like neon green. Look at how beautiful these like soft colors are. So far, we can mix a variety of things. And again, this is just mixing two colors, right? This chart just shows you two colors together. We can do, and I've shown you that before, so much more when we mix more than just the two colors. All right, going back around, we're on our transparent pyrrole orange. So, nope, I'm gonna move second one. We're gonna work our way over. So now I want my Quin Magenta and my transparent pyrrole orange. That's what we're gonna do. I just keep working my way down. So our Quin Magenta, it does not take much at all. And transparent pyrrole orange. We'll put that right there beside it. And then we're going to mix just a little bit in with it. And that gives us this. Look at that. That is another like very wow, red orange. That is pretty. You guys hear me say that like all the time. And with our transparent pyrrole orange, adding a little bit of our quinacridone magenta in there, just enough to change that hue. I think I did those like almost the same. I probably didn't have enough magenta in the first one because these are looking very similar. I probably didn't have enough magenta in this one for those to have been so similar, but it's fine. It's fine. we'll just give it a glaze. We'll just glaze over it with our quinacridone magenta, and we will still get the point. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Then our purple, Dioxazine purple. Like, I keep trying to grab less, and every time it just doesn't happen. Into that, our orange. All right, I'm gonna mix a little bit of orange in with our purple. This is very dark, but I will pull it out. Ooh, it's like, my first impression is like a burnt umber, or yeah, a burnt umber. That's what it looks like to me. It has like that definitely like burnt umber, very dark sienna, like a very dark burnt sienna look. Look at that. So this, for me, I like to paint landscapes. This intensity palette, this is not what I would picture for landscape, right? Like these colors here, the one that we are missing, it's not up here because I didn't have that in a tube version when we were comparing these. But just to see all of these colors, just pull that beautiful turquoise out. These are not exactly what I would think of when I think, oh, I want a palette to go outside and paint landscapes. When I look at how I can mix these colors, yeah, I might be something that I would do. Look at this. So this purple into our transparent pyro orange with the dioxazine purple in there. Look at that. Yeah, it definitely has that like burnt sienna, burnt umber feel. I'm liking that. Then we have our Cerulean blue. I almost grabbed the wrong one. Cerulean blue. Now this one I am really interested to see, how do these two neutralize each other? So we have our Cerulean blue chromium, or do they? We'll find out in a second. And our orange, because you know I love burnt sienna and ultramarine because they tend to neutralize each other so well. Right here where these two are starting to mix, like I'm already seeing some of that, but we're going to take a little bit of this orange, mix it in with our blue. This is still feeling more orange because I had a lot of orange on my brush than blue. I need a dedicated pigment nerd emoji. He says it might be the most used one. Yeah, I do have one. I have the little nerdy emoji. I love it. Right. And I'm trying to do this so that it is more blue leaning, but I wanted to really see how well these were going to neutralize each other. Are you guys ready? So our cerulean blue with that transparent pyro orange. This would not be my go-to for, you know, like a neutral tint, but they do start to neutralize each other. Then let's take some of this blue. Oh, I need a little bit more blue. So we can go the opposite, the orange with the touch of blue. I don't think I had enough on my brush. I don't want to go too far, so I am taking it out of my brush there first. There we go. This one, are you guys ready? Because this is a beautiful brown. Look at this brown. We're definitely seeing colors that I could use in landscape. I forget that my iPhone connects to my computer when I stream, because I can use my iPhone as a camera, and it's yelling at me. Your phone's gonna die. There we go. It's plugged in now. It's happy. Our Phthalo turquoise. That's our next one. Look at the colors. Look at all the colors around. This Phthalo turquoise is so like, hello, I'm here. It's like very bold. But then it's a phthalo. Interesting. Interesting how these work with each other. That's almost better. Oh, that's almost better than how the cerulean blue chromium, this one right here. Oh, but that is giving me this gorgeous, really deep, almost olive green. That I could use in some landscape painting, for sure. For sure. Let's see how it does with a little bit of that turquoise in our orange. Much more brown versus green looking here. Then we've got, now we're getting into our purple. Again, I'm gonna have like so much purple. That is so strong every time. Every single time I grab more than that than I need to. Maya, yes. Every live stream, it is Thursdays at 3 p.m. Eastern time that I go live. Here we're going to add the Quin Magenta. So coming back to this one. Okay, so we want to put a little bit of Quin Magenta into our purple. That's going to be this one here. It really, look at that. Lovely. But we're going to look at how I'm going to try to, I'm going to do my best to remember. If I'm forgetting, you can remind me. I want to see the magenta, the Hansa yellow, and the cerulean blue chromium. We will look at how those make like a color wheel, the three of them, as our three primary colors. We will see how those work together in this set. And then we want just our little bit of our purple. I'm really trying to go very light because that purple will overpower real quickly. All right, I just want enough to change the hue and lean it just slightly. I think that's good enough. Look at that. Yeah, you're 5 hours ahead of us. The UK is 5 hours ahead of us. Great question, George. So you asked, do I save my color mixing charts in a binder? I've just started making some of these, but I have been saving them. I have been saving them to look back at. Usually, if I am working with a palette, I don't go, oh, you know what I want, and look at my color chart and go, oh, you know what, I want that color right there. Usually I'm pretty good at being able to get there. Like the color I can picture in my mind, I usually am able to mix it just by seeing what, like knowing how that's going to go. More magenta, more purple, or you know what I mean? Like, I don't find that I need the color chart to look at. I'm just bringing a little bit more of the magenta into that. Glazing over it again like I did that other one because I felt it was still leaning a little bit more purple than that one did. Oh, yes. Yeah, so for those who were over in the UK and Norway is 6 hours. I need to create a chart, like a globe chart, and start putting pins in, like pins for where all of you are located. It'd be so interesting to see like where we reach. It would be interesting to me to see how far we reach. Our Dioxazine purple again. I'm try to be very careful this time not to use a lot. Again, I just barely touched it. That is a color. Yeah, right? And we have our blue. Am I going correctly? I feel like I am not. I feel like I was supposed to come down here to this one. Hold on. I'm getting myself confused. We're working our way down. I needed the cerulean blue into that, which I just put here. We're going to save that one for a moment. I need to add Quin Magenta. We're doing the magenta. We're doing this one. We're doing this mix. Let's see what kind of a purple we get. There's a lot on my brush still. Cleaning that off because I just want a little bit. I want this mostly blue. Just a touch. Right. That's a nice one. And then we go with the magenta with the touch of blue in it. Look at that one. That's pretty. As my says, I swatch. Where is it? I swatch and mix more than I paint pictures. Um, I try not to. I try not to do that. In fact, I try not to do that too much on the Thursday streams either, because I do like this to be a time where you can come and paint along with me. Just happened that today I was like trying to figure out what I was going to do, and I was looking at my chart. So now let me turn this. We're doing our Phthalo turquoise with our Quin magenta. That was a lot of turquoise. Again, that Phthalo turquoise, that Dioxazine purple, they're so strong. Our magenta. All right, so let's put a little bit into this turquoise. Ooh. You ready for this one? Let me grab some extra water. Look at that. We're going very blue here. And then we're going to go the opposite. So I have my Quin magenta, and to that, we're going to pop in. Okay, that was a lot. It's strong. It is definitely strong. I'm trying to do just a little bit here, just enough to change that hue up. There we go. So here went very blue purple. Okay, we're almost there. All right, here's our cerulean blue. And our Dioxazine purple. Now I put the purple over here before. I'm just going to grab that. Again, this is going to be so strong. Tap some of that out. Look at it just pushing. It's just pushing. You see it on the palette? It's like pushing its way, trying to take over. I want just a touch more. There we go. Dioxazine purple. That's a nice blue too. But boy, is it going to be hard to just put just a touch in there. Hello, Boba Fett. Acrylic is nice. Boba Fett actually has one of my acrylic paintings in their collection. I don't have favorites. Okay, so now just a touch of the blue. Let's get a little bit, that's a lot, but I want just a little bit into this. And we know that this purple is so strong. Just want enough to start leaning it. I need more than you might think to get it there. So there's our purple with that cerulean blue chromium. That is a nice purple. Okay. We have our Phthalo turquoise. And this Dioxazine purple, which I am going to barely touch. See? barely touch. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That was my green. Not the right one. I needed more purple. We can mix that for the other one. There's just a couple drops. Just a couple drops. And then over here, the opposite. Dioxazine purple with a touch of that turquoise. Wildflower says, I just got here. Any conclusions about the level of intensity yet? Yes. Yes. These are definitely very intensely, the colors are intense. Like, they're highly pigmented. They are like, wow. You see, here's our 6 colors right here. Definitely, I would say these fit the bill. They said that this is the intensity set, and I would have to agree. These colors are definitely there. We need the cerulean blue. So I'm going to mix a little bit of that into, and again, that phthalo turquoise. Those phthalos are going to need more this blue to change it up slightly because phthalo is so strong. Ooh, look at that. Ready? Wow. A lot of water on my brush. That is a beautiful. It just makes me think of like the Caribbean. And James says superhero intense. And we have intensely intense. Yeah. Gigi Art Studio with artist Virginia Glasser. It says QoR is amazing paint. I have lots of it in my collection. Love them so much. I absolutely am loving QoR paints for sure. So there is that, and I want just a touch. I'm grabbing hopefully just a touch. Might be a touch too much, right? Because here we're mostly cerulean blue with a touch of the phthalo turquoise. And I'm going to do this very gently here. Very nice. So there they are mixed with each other. Now again, look at all those colors. This is 1-to-1. We've got quite a few colors we can mix with this set, but that's just 1-to-1. When we look at, I'm going to grab this plate because I was messing around with this earlier. So on here, ignore the blues and the greens. Those are not the core paints. I was looking at what happens when, and first real quick, I said I would show you I'm just making like a donut shape with water. Okay, and we are going to drop in what would be the 3 primary colors in this palette. Oops, I just touched the palette to the paper. Took some of that water away. I'm just looking at an angle to make sure my paper's nice and glossy. Are you ready? So we have, look at this yellow. Then the Quin magenta. There it goes. And I can get there before the magenta takes off over everything. We have our blue, which is not so much like that. Let's look at how these kind of blend with each other. First, we're going to let these mingle here. And I'm going to let them do their thing and kind of dry on their own. Pulling that towards the yellow, and I'm going to, the magenta is certainly the strong one of the 3. Let those kind of mix. And I will check the chat in just a second. There we go. It kind of shows you how our 3, what would be our 3 primary colors, kind of mix around. And of course, I definitely brought more water on that. Was kind of pushing. There we go. All right, I'm gonna let that do its thing. Let me check the chat, and I'm gonna show you a few mixes when we mix them together. Like, we're not seeing a lot of, I didn't do these, I did them the way that QoR had them. I didn't put them in there with like my red, yellow, and blue so that we would have seen the 3 primaries in the square here, and that's why I wanted to do it here, so you could kind of see those. Oh my gosh. We need a pigment scientist. We call them pigment nerds, James says. That is funny. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. Oh, so, okay, yes. Wildflower says, I'm not even sure what I'm asking here. So, just wondering what property of the appearance makes them more intense. And James, let's see. Looks like the keyword is a touch of paint. Yeah, but it is intense. Are they simply more pigment, or are they actually more intense color? So James, you're like on the right track. With QoR uses Aquazol. Aquazol is clearer. And so because that is clearer, the pigments look so much more vibrant. And QoR is the only one that uses Aquazol. But yeah, the Aquazol has a lot to do with that. Now, the intensity set, I think this got the name, the intensity set, because look at these pigments. These pigments are intense. Every one of these colors are like, wow. One of the things I tried here was I tried mixing things that would be like complementaries. We did that a little bit here where we can see our purple and our yellow, right? Our blue with our orange. And when we look at our red, like red and green, we're not really seeing that so much. We have that turquoise. But let's look at this. If we take, I'm just going to clean off a little spot. Or make a bigger mess. So if we look at our red being our magenta, and to that, its complement would be a green. Well, we don't really have a green. We have this phthalo turquoise, right? So when we blend these, look at this like purpley color we get. To get this green, well, that was phthalo turquoise and yellow. I'm going to bring some yellow into that mix. Immediately it starts neutralizing everything, right? Because again, purple's complement is yellow. I'm going to neutralize with yellow. But when I look at, now I'm going to make mess. I'm going to make messes. They're so strong. These are so strong. That's why they you know, the intensity set, right? Each one of these is so strong. I don't know which, you know, is the least strong of all of them, but I don't want to go too yellow, so I'll start leaning the wrong way. It's very, very easy to get the wrong way. Yeah, see, you just touch it. There we go, right there. Got it. So if I kind of keep playing with those, see that? Neutralized. And I have not necessarily black, but boy, it's definitely a nice neutral. So I can absolutely mix a nice dark with these. Have a great rest of your day, D-Lynn. No. No. Wildflower. In fact, they use Aquazol when in restoring art. It's not just QoR. This is used elsewhere in the art industry. It's just, I don't know, other companies usually use like gum arabic and oxgall. And gum arabic, do they not have, I'm trying to remember. Oh my gosh. Because I want to talk about it now, I'm like questioning myself. Trying to remember if they don't have gum arabic in them. It's one of them. It's either the gum arabic or the oxgall that they don't use. It's a very yellowed, amberish color, but Aquazol is much clearer. And that's why QoR chose to mix with that. And definitely bringing much more vibrant pigments. But look at that neutral that we can get. No, it's okay. I don't mind answering the questions. That's how we all learn. So, no. You don't need to be sorry at all. Now let's talk about brown. Look, we did that. We got these beautiful browns when we mixed our purple and our yellows, right? So we can mix some beautiful, or the purple and the pyro orange, that we're coming into some beautiful earthy colors there. So we can definitely do that. If I wanted something a little bit more ochreish, if I had just that Hansa yellow and the slightest touch, let's just go with the slightest touch, slight more. I'm trying to do this very slowly because I know that this orange is going to take over so fast. I would say the yellow, which is not weak by any means, is the weakest of the bunch. Right? This is still very, very bright. That is very bright. Right? That's with that one. If I take just a touch of the Quin Magenta. There we go. I can definitely mix up some colors. Like, I could use either one of those, especially washed out for like beach sand. I like to do seascapes. I would use that. I would add, for sure, if this was, I would take these colors with me for plein air painting, no problem. Looking at some of the things that I can mix here. I would absolutely, though, consider adding some other colors to this. Like, yes, I can mix a neutral, but I would maybe like to bring a neutral tint. I would do that. Let's look at our green. Ready? We have our Phthalo turquoise, which of course we see it there. That's very, it's looking green on the thing. It's not. It's very bluish. It's very blue leaning. And if I added that Hansa yellow, right, I got this like wow green. Wow. That's not what I'm going to want necessarily if I'm painting landscape. But if I go to green's complement being red, I'm going to use the magenta. And let's bring that in. Of course, it was Tomas. Phthalo, they're so strong. This will take practice. It would take getting used to these colors because they are so strong. So yeah, you QoR nailed it, calling it the intensity set. See, just like that, I neutralized those two and I went brown. Not what I was looking for. I'm trying to show you a nice, lovely green that I would use. That Phthalo is such a bully. I'm trying not to get my yellow too dirty. And I'm going to show you how those, whether or not, we're going to see whether or not this palette stained. Did it stain or did it not? Can we just be careful with the red this time? There we go. Pressing my luck. I like to do that. There, look at that. That's more of like a sap green look right there. So yeah, we can on its own. That might take a little bit more time. I mean, if I use it for a while, I'd get very used to it. It might take a little bit more than I want to give when I'm plein air painting. I like to be able to just grab and go. So this might not be the set I would want for that, but beautiful colors to have. Absolutely. Intense? Yes, for sure. For sure. I wanted to paint something for you guys today with them, but our time is getting on. Let's look at, does it stain? Remember, that was the other thing. I'm pretty sure that was one of the things I read that said the palette was not staining. Oh my gosh, I just put those little tiny drops in here. The color's bold. It is bold. But how does it clean up? When we want to clean up a space. Well, if I take it down and use a little soap on this, you know, that might be true. That might all completely come off. And even the quinacridone magenta and that orange that were like some of our most staining. Yeah, I would say quite possibly. Yes. Let me see. I'm just going and checking. You guys are putting stuff in chat here, and I don't know that they did, James. I would have to look into that some more, asking if QoR developed Aquazol to use as a binder. I know that it's used in, because QoR themselves have said, Aquazol is used in restoration, so of artwork. The esoteric secret of how to make the neutral and natural colors look intense. Oh, hello. No. Welcome, welcome. And Boo Peep asks, is there any problem mixing the Aquazol paint with one that has Oxgall? No, there is absolutely not. Not at all. They have, QoR has addressed that numerous times. And yeah, the answer is no. You can mix your QoR paints with your Daniel Smith paints or your Winsor & Newton paints, or your insert your favorite paint brand here. M. Graham, Da Vinci, the list can go on and on, right? Whatever they are, no, you don't have any problems mixing them together. So, oh, hello, April. We are very glad to have you here, though. Thank you for subscribing. Yeah, James says, yeah, Aquazol has been around for a long time, but I think they were the first to use it in a binder for paints. James, I think they are the only ones who use it in watercolor. So, for sure, QoR has something special going on. I'm loving the colors. The intensity set. Well, we set out to find out if they were, were they intense? Yes, I think they are. I definitely look at some of these colors are just like, wow. There are our 6 right there. I'm like, where did I put my swatches? Here they are, right here. Right? With our mass tones. There's some intense color. They're amazing. I love it. I am so glad. Now, like I said, I did have these 5 colors in pans already, but they were 2 came from the introductory set of 12 colors, that being the Hansa Yellow Medium and the Quin Magenta, the PR122. So PY3 on the Hansa Yellow Medium. Those were from the QoR introductory set of 12. I only had little 5 ml tubes of those, and those are almost gone. So I'm happy to have more pans of that. Obviously, you see, these are almost gone. I've used them. I have used them up. Have a great rest of your day, Esme. I hope we see you again. And these 3 were sent to me as half pans. I don't have tubes to refill them. So I'm really glad to have replacements of those with these pans here. And then the Phthalo turquoise. That is a color that I did not have. And yeah, it's a mix. I like, let me just show it to you. This is the one that I like to use because it's a single pigment. It is QoR's Cobalt Turquoise. Now, the difference is Cobalt Turquoise is going to granulate. So here is Phthalo Turquoise. Let's just, I want to wet wash. I want you to see these. Okay. We're going to do two spots. we go. So of course we have our Phthalo turquoise, which is here. Okay, now you don't want to come off. Like, there it goes. There's Phthalo turquoise. Watch it just push its way right through that wash. And then the one that I have in my palette is cobalt turquoise, and this is PB36. And cobalt turquoise, is it still plenty wet? Yes, still plenty wet. Here it comes. See the difference? Phthalo really takes off. I mean, it's moving, don't get me wrong. It is definitely moving in that water, but it doesn't move like the Phthalo moves. That Quin Magenta and the Phthalo colors in QoR, the Dioxazine purple is another one that really like goes. So this one is going to be, it's going to be granulating. It is a cobalt, PB36. That one is Phthalo. It's not going to be, it is not going to be granulating because it's a Phthalo color. And this one is definitely more blue than this one. This is a little more green leaning. But that's what I have on my palette. I'm happy to have both now. They're both really beautiful. But yeah, so that's what I had. Now I have both. I think that when I do my large QoR palette that I'm going to be working on putting together soon, I might take that one out of here. It might go in the big palette. I don't know. And I will probably add colors to this. What are they going to be? I'm not sure, but you know I'll share it with you once I get there, because I'm going to use this one as a QoR travel palette. You can mix in these little spots too. I was mixing on a plate today. I didn't have to mix on the plate. I could have mixed right here in the lid. When I was doing all of these, I could have absolutely done my mixes right there. What do you guys think? Drop me a comment and let me know. Is the QoR intensity palette, is it intense? Look at our color wheel. Look at the different hues that we can get there with just those 3 colors. Wildflower. Is there a trick to add the appearance of granulation to phthalos and quins? I'm trying to avoid cobalt for environmental reasons. Oh, absolutely understandable. There is, I'm looking because I had it right here. So you can use granulation medium. Winsor & Newton puts out granulation medium. Let me show you real quick what does that do. So here is our, I'm going to move these so that you can see them side by side. We will look at phthalo specifically. So if I take, this is here, but I'm going to do it again right here, just so that you can see. So here is your phthalo turquoise. I'm working on cold press paper. This is my bee inspired watercolor paper. It is a cellulose paper. And let's look at the granulation medium. So I'm going to there we go. Just put a few drops of that on my palette. Okay. I'm going to wet this area. I'm actually going to take some of the granulation medium and I'm going to put it down here. With my water. We're going to take some of this phthalo. We're going to put that in there. drop that granulation medium right into it. Now I added more. I will add more phthalo here. I made this darker. I'm not seeing it yet. I wasn't a real big fan. So if we're going to be completely transparent here, I was not a real big fan of the transportation. No, of the granulation medium. But it does cause some of the pigment to bind together and gives it more of that granulated look. Again, I'm working on a cold press paper. This is not a cotton paper. This is the cellulose paper that I have shared before. It's probably linked in the description. I think it's a huge value for the money. And when I'm doing swatches and things like that, I absolutely don't mind using this paper. And yes, I know they say swatch on what you're going to paint on. I like to paint on cotton paper. I usually use the Mead and Cotton. So you tell me, can you see a difference in the two? Are you seeing granulation happening over here versus here? Yeah, we are seeing a little bit more texture there. So it is giving you a little bit of texture. For the money, I don't think it gives enough. I mean, it's not like, oh wow, look at that. Magically, something that doesn't granulate granulates. Some colors, you get better results than others. Is that enough for you though, where you don't want to use like the cobalts and such? Only you can make that choice, but I hope that helped you be able to. We'll look at this again. Hopefully this will dry, but already, like, just look at this phthalo turquoise on this cold press paper. I mean, it's already starting to look like I have some texture there. And you know what? I probably contaminated it because I used that brush. And if I didn't completely rinse out, I might have contaminated a little bit of that granulation medium into this because it might have been in my brush. I might have messed up our whole thing. So now that I'm thinking about that, because I'm like, whoa, we have some granulation popping up there that I don't see in this first one. Because if you look at the first one, I don't know. I'll let you decide. I will let you decide that. I can't even. I was going to put them on top of my head, but no, I can't even. So you said, I use salt, but I've never tried this. Yeah. So now that I've taken my glasses off, let me just tell you, poke myself in the eye. For maximum effect, dilute the color generously with the medium alone. And always work with painting horizontal, right? So our painting is flat. And yeah, so that's what they're saying. Putting it in, so when I have that was granulation medium there, right? They want me to dilute my color into this and with just the granulation medium, and they want me to work with my painting. They say horizontal, they mean with my painting flat. Because you want to let it kind of pool and do its thing. Which is the same for a granulating watercolor. If I have a granulating watercolor, I want a very wet wash. So hopefully this is going to give you a better example. I want a really wet wash with granulating colors. And I want to leave my painting flat and just kind of let it naturally do whatever it's going to do. So as it said on the bottle, for the best effects, I dilute my color generously with medium alone. That's all that was there, was a granulation medium. We put our phthalo into that, and now here it sits. It really needs a little bit of time to dry on its own. and see, but already, can you see the difference? What that granulation medium does, I think, is cause some of the particles of the pigment to kind of bind together and clump, whereas they wouldn't normally do that in a wet wash because they're not granulating colors. But yeah, so you can get that effect. So if that's something that you're looking for, just know your best results is not water, granulation medium alone with the color, and apply it that way. Is that enough granulation for you? That is a phthalo. So again, only you guys can make that choice for your, decision for yourself, but that is an option. You can use granulation medium. I don't have it linked below, but if you're interested in using it and supporting the channel, any of the links that will take you to Blick or Amazon, you can use one of those, search granulation medium, and this should come up. So it is Winsor & Newton granulation medium. I got it because I was very curious to see how well it would work, and I hardly use it, but I'm definitely seeing it here. I'm definitely seeing granulation happening. And yeah, that was a much better result. Okay, so, and I'm going to wipe that out of here so that I don't forget. And look at, that was phthalo. Is it going to stain my palette on the metal part? That is definitely our most, I would think would be our most staining color. I mean, possibly not, but grab another. My hair is all on my face today. Even that did not stain that palette. That was very phthalo. So yep, palette is not staining. The colors are very intense. Would I be able to take just this palette on its own, or would I need to add something to it? I think I would need to add something to it, only because I like to paint landscapes, and if I'm taking this on the go, it's going to be to paint outside in nature. And while I can mix a sap green, I can mix a nice neutral, I can mix a plethora of brown colors. Yes, I could. I don't want to take that much time when I'm painting plein air, because so much is happening when you're out there. The light's changing, things are, I want fast mixing. So there you go. Just checking for any final questions. No, PB19 is not Lunar Black. Lunar Black is PBK11. PBK11 is Lunar Black or Mars Black. To make the colors granulate, would it darken it too much? So yeah, PBK11 is the most granulating black. Oh, with the exception, but we're talking cobalts. The cobalt black that I got from Mission Gold, that one is gorgeous. I just happen to have it right here. Look at that granulation on that black. That's cobalt black, PBK27. So beautiful. If you don't mind working with cobalts, that is gorgeous. Like, look at the crackle you get in there. You want texture that paints itself, that's it. But PBK11, Mars Black or Lunar Black, if you're using Daniel Smith, that adds lovely granulation. But yes, it will. The question was, would it darken it too much? It's definitely gonna darken it. So yeah, and Wildflower wants a non-cobalt option. So that one there, the PBK27, is definitely not the choice for you personally, but I think it's a beautiful black. And but maybe PBK11 as a granulator, you will get some gorgeous mixes. If you look at the lunar colors, lunar blue, oh my goodness, let me tell you, from Daniel Smith, you have lunar, where are my lunars? Right there. So lunar blue, which is PBK11 and PB15. Lunar Earth is just PBR11. The Lunar Red Rock, of course, is PR 101. So some of your earthy pigments will granulate for you. Lunar Violet is the other one, PV 15 and PBK 11. Lunar Violet, Lunar Blue, those have PBK 11 mixed in with another pigment. And of course, Lunar Black is PBK 11. So, yeah. Now, yes, Boo Peep says, the mixing part of the palette is really nice. I like the bubbles in the top. So I like not only the little bubbles that they give you to mix in, but this little silicone palette, I love it. I'm not going to lie. That is what made me, I was like, I've got to try one of those. I just want to see, what is it like to mix on silicone? And I can tell you, I didn't like it. Like, I didn't like the beading. The beading was like horrible. But I know that any of my travel palettes, most of them are going to bead up. Metal palettes, and sometimes you get a metal palette and it's beading a lot. There might be some oils from the manufacturing still on them, and a good scrub with like some Dawn dish detergent, maybe going over it with a magic eraser. But I can tell you, once you go over them with a magic eraser, because I've done that, like, it's hard to show you my QoR palette here. You can see like this is staining, and definitely on my large medium palette that I use for my Daniel Smith colors, which of course, again, paints are everywhere, but this is staining. This is all stained. There, you can see some red underneath here that has stained. Yeah, the beading kind of has stopped, but now my palettes will stain. Just mix the same kind of colors in the same wells, or like me, I don't care. This is like, if I took this to go, I would just mix on it and it'll be fine. Here in the studio, I've switched to mostly mixing on porcelain or ceramic, and well, that just doesn't happen to me. It doesn't stain it, and it doesn't bead, and I can mix my colors beautifully. So, okay. I'm just checking the chat here. I failed to clark this one up. Yeah, yes, exactly. Barely 2.5 hours. And I wanted to paint for you guys. I had like this plan to show you these intense colors, and I wanted to do like a cloud mixing the neutrals and with the sun, like the light rays just coming out from behind it. And we didn't get there. We didn't have the time. I mean, I still have time hanging out because I haven't even heard Lou get home yet, but being conscious of your time, I won't continue on. But man, just know it was going to be beautiful. Beautiful cerulean blue sky with some really bright light coming from behind a cloud, and we were going to mix our neutral for our shadows in the cloud. And if that is something that you want to see, you just drop me a comment, because I'll still paint it for you and we'll still do it. I just don't have the time today to do it. And yeah, James says porcelain is the best I've used. Absolutely, hands down. I have a video coming for you. The folks at Meeden, who some of the palettes I have got on my own, some of the palettes they have sent me, we're going to look at some of the options that are available from Meeden in porcelain palettes and be able to share all of that with you. So that's coming too. There's so much. We have so much coming. Make sure, if watercolor bingo for real prizes, I am going to send them to you. I think we're going to have like 5 games. The way I'm planning it out now, there'll be like 5 games. So first person to get single bingo, of course, will get a prize. And then it'll be like double bingo, triple bingo, a pattern. I'm creating a pattern that will, of course, look like an easel. So it will be a pattern bingo. And then blackout. And of course, the prizes get better as we go, because then it's going to be harder and harder. And I'm working on how we are playing bingo. Like, it's not going to be like B15, you know, it's not going to be traditional. We are playing, it's watercolor bingo. So watercolors are going to come into play. I'm still working out the details. But again, you're going to find out first on Discord. You find out everything first on Discord. If you are not on Discord, you're missing it because I tell them everything there. Yeah, we talk about everything that's going on, and you just have to be a member. Channel members will be doing that. It is a special that I'm doing for channel members, and I have to do it that way because of the way that I am planning out how we will mark our cards and how you will be able to prove that you have bingo. Yeah, you just have to be a channel member. And for this bingo, the first one I'm doing, it is going to be open to everyone, super fans and up. So if you are a member, even at the entry level, which is our super fan, it's only $2.99 a month. You just click join below the video and select superfan tier or whatever tier is best for you. But that gives you a bunch. You get so many benefits being a superfan. Access to the Discord, all kinds of behind the scenes stuff. We play Guess the Mix for my Monday mixes. So if you're enjoying those Monday mix videos that come out every week, just know that we're playing games with that on Sunday. So I post the mix on Sunday morning, and you have 24 hours to guess the color name and pigments that are in the mix that I have created. And if you're the first one to guess, you get entries into the drawing that I'm doing for a big giveaway. That's going to happen later on this year. So that happens also, and you have access to that just by being a super fan. So it is another perk that you get. All the behind the scenes stuff and the contact. You have so much more contact with me right there on Discord. So yeah, that is one of the best features that I could perk that I could offer at the superfan level, and superfans are going to be included in this first bingo that we're doing, because if this is a hit, we are going to do it again because it will be fun. It will be so much fun to play. Yeah, you can join on YouTube or Patreon. That's correct, James. So if being a member on YouTube isn't what you want to do, but you'd rather be on Patreon, every tier on Patreon will have access as well, because you have access to Discord. And that is, the tiers are similar. The names are the same. So there is the, on YouTube, you have Superfan. On Patreon and YouTube, you have Community. You have Creator, and you have Studio. And they all have different things. And thank you. Welcome, Wildflower. So as long as you have your YouTube channel signed in with your Discord, I've talked about how to do that today. I have posts on the community tab for how to do that. And if you can't figure it out, just message me. But you will have access to the Discord server, and you will get to play along with us. We're going to be doing that. I'm planning that for next month. I just don't have the exact date yet. Yeah. So that's all the things. That is all the things. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. And if you had fun, please do like the video, hit that like button, and subscribe. Thank you so much to everyone who's been subscribing. We have gained over 100 subscribers since Monday. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. You have no idea how much that actually does support the channel, and I appreciate you just for clicking that little button. And I'm so happy that you're here. Huge thank you to all of our members and patrons. We're gonna get that little hand's always so pushy telling me to be done. But we thank you. You absolutely help fund this channel and all the things that we do here. I appreciate you more than you know. And we are going to, now we can get on with it, little hand. Pop another video up if you're watching this on the replay right about there that you might like to watch next. And until next time, my friends, keep creating, and I'm going to see you in a video real soon. Bye, guys.